Alrighty, Sharp Customs. Some more content for all my viewers. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you to all my regular subscribers. Love you all. Oh, by the way, you can hear the storm in the background. We got the crucible cooking. We're going to pour some aluminum tonight. How about that? I got some parts I'm making. I got some Petrobond. I'm going to shut that off in a second so you can hear me a little better. It's keeping the aluminum warm, keeping it up to temperature. Oh, by the way, we're rolling. And I'm going to put my glasses on. I'm going to put my work gloves on. We're going to do the pour. And then I'll show you what we're making. It's parts for the GT40, suspension parts. We're casting them in Petrobond sand. We're doing, yes, I am doing sand casting. I'm hoping that this one comes out as good as the last one. I'll show you the last one after we pour this one. I say we just go for it because that thing is freaking noisy, and I got her tweaked down a bit. We've got a fire extinguisher here, safety, always safety. Look, I've even taped up the hole in my jeans with some tin tape because I don't want none of that crap splashing. You know, I don't want none of that going down into my foot. I should be wearing some, you know, I don't know, something on my arms. We're just gonna go for it though. You know, this kind of stuff it's dangerous, but if you play nice with it, it plays nice with you. You know, I've seen people pour this crap in sandals. That's crazy. That is crazy. I'd never do that. So I'm gonna put on my other pair of eyes and we're going to get to the pour, and then we'll talk about what I'm doing, and then hopefully by then it should be solidified enough that we can break it out of the sand, and we'll have a little look at it. Let's do it. Let's go. Oh, by the way, I was all worried about our little shop edition, our little dude, little Max. I was hoping he was going to be a good boy and not come over where I'm pouring, and he's laying in his bed. He's laying in his bed. He's being a good boy. Let's go do a pour. Let's go do a pour. Put my gloves on. Crucible is cooking in my wood stove like normal. Aluminum looks good. Crank it off. Crank it off. Let's put this over there. We'll slide these out of the way. I'll grab my glove. Yeah, you can get a drink there, Max. Just don't come over here, buddy. Now this is a sand cast. We're going to pour. Here we go. It's kind of like it didn't want to go there. Not sure what's going on. I'm hoping it goes. Pour an ingot here. Let's put this back in here. Just gonna tamp this around. It's like it didn't want to go down the hole. Of course, it's burning my my sandbox. That's okay. That's okay. That kind of stuff happens. I'm gonna put my crucible in there. Get my glove out of the way. hopefully we got some aluminum down in there. Move those. We'll close this up. So, I'm not 100% on that one. It was almost like it didn't. It was almost like it didn't want to flow down the hole. I'm going to take my gloves off. So I poured one earlier tonight. And basically, what we're doing here, we got the dog going crazy here. Going after a piece of bread on the laptop. Jesus. Jesus. Terrible twos. What did I tell you? Terrible twos. Terrible twos. So that all went fine and dandy. Hopefully the aluminum went down and it went to where it was supposed to. Doesn't always work, you know. You've seen it here at Sharp Customs. You know, you've seen the failures. So anyhow, what I did is I took a bunch of measurements here, because what we're trying to create is we're trying to create the rear suspension. So I cut out a wood template, and this is what I use to do the sand casting. So basically, this earlier tonight, this is what I got. Here's a lower, a little close to the axle. That don't matter. I can always cut this bar out if I need to. But suspension moves upwards. I don't think it will be an issue. This wheel is pretty close to the size I'll be running. Might be a little bit taller. But I'll take this one out and I'll kind of show you. There you go. That was the one I poured earlier. Yes, it's got some, you know, it needs cleaned up. It needs some of the flash taken off. But overall, not bad. Now, I put this stud. You're probably wondering what the hell that little nub is there. That's basically, so when this one's down here underneath, like so, there's going to be another bracket made for up here. But that's basically for the shock to mount to, like so. That's exactly what that's for. The shock will mount to that little nub. Now, I'm making them all the same. The uppers, you can just flip the knob. You could cut it off, I suppose. Why not? You could cut it off. But for an upper, you could just stick it back. Like, it's not really in the way. But that's the idea of what we're doing here. We're casting out, I'm casting out my own A-arms for the rear suspension for this GT40. It's kind of a nice piece. Took me a while to figure out the whole Petrobond sand casting, you know, getting it right, like getting my template that I actually cast in the sand, this little piece of pine wood, actually had to profile some things on a taper, because every time I kept, so basically what I would do is put this in the sand in the box, you know, this way down, and then when I flip, you know, the coke, the drag, whatever you want to call them. I call them wooden boxes. They have specific names for them. And then when you flip it over, basically, it's embedded in the sand. I take a couple of screws. I screw them in just by hand. I don't use a screwdriver. I give them a little tap, you know, a little tap this way. Give them a little tap this way. You know, back, forward, give them a little tap, kind of loosens it up a bit, and then you can kind of pull it out of the sand. I clean up the edges, I put it back in the sand, and then I put my top box on, put my tube in where I'm going to fill. I put my box on, I fill that, you know, I use the baby powder over the sand, kind of as a release. Love to show a video of that. maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Maybe we'll actually show the sand casting part of it, because it is pretty interesting. And you know, this stuff is not cheap. This is a 190 mesh Petrobond. It's pretty cool. It's an oil base. You can take it, kind of squeeze it, put some pressure on it, somewhat holds its shape. Somewhat holds its shape. It's oil based. Even shows, almost see my my fingerprints from my hand in there. That's how fine it is. But let's see what's going on with the pour. Let me just turn this propane off. My wood boxes should probably make some steel ones. They're actually still pretty hot. But we're going to move it. We're going to move it. We're going to move it over here. Now, I got these little vent holes right here. I had 4 of them. And I don't see nothing out of them. Aluminum should have come up those vent holes. They did on the last pour. I see nothing. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, no. I see a little bit down in that one. We might have some luck. Whew. Whew. It's just wood burning. It's just wood burning. Let's move this bag. Let's lift this top box off and see what we have. There's our, as you can see, it burnt a wee bit. What do we got here? Oh, there you go. There you go. That's what we wanted to see. Right there. Right there. We're gonna push this one off to the side. We're gonna bring this one over. Yeah, it's a little smoky. It's burning wood mostly. We're gonna knock this one out. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, let's fire up the exhaust fan. Suck some of this smoke out. This is a combination of, as you can see, the Petrobond does burn. I try and scrape some of that stuff away. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, we got a little bit of porosity. A little bit of porosity. Didn't quite make it. See the little, that's what I was talking about, the little vent holes. Didn't quite make it to this end. That's probably why I got a little bit of porosity. Let's quench it. You gotta watch the, hey, get away. You gotta watch the effect, because everybody loves the effect of a quench. Love to hear that sizzle. Ah, that was nothing. There we go. Still warm. Yeah, I know, it's pretty daring of me to stick my hand on there like that. But it's just warm. It's just warm. So there we go. This piece here, all this over, I'll show you. Let's get rid of the bulk of the part. Really hot. stinky stuff. Being sucked out. Let me just open the door for a second. Give us a little better airflow. Not bad. Not bad. Our smoke's dissipated a bit. I'm going to unplug this noisy thing. There we go. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Here we go. We got number 2. Here's the first one. First one actually turned out nicer. This one's got a little bit of it's got a little bit of pitting right here, but I don't care. Like, I'll use this. I'll probably put it up this way, and I'll use it as a lower so you can't see the little bit of porosity. But I made these things thick. I made these things like 3/8 thick. Yeah, I'm not sure what the measurement is wide. Started out with a 1/4. They're probably a little wee bit wider. You know, there's some flash, as you can see on the edges. There's some flash, but that's great, man. Like, I love casting my own parts. You know, when I can. I wasn't really sure. I was almost thinking about buying 3/8 material and trying to manually, you know, cut these on my bandsaw outside, or maybe the scroll saw in here. Now I've cut up to 200 thou aluminum on the scroll saw. Seems to cut fine, and that's with a wood blade, believe it or not. It cuts okay. Doing this thickness, 3/8, we tried it last night. It was like, yeah, you can cut it, but you're gonna be there. You know, you're gonna be there to cut something like this out. You're probably gonna spend quite a few hours, like, you know, probably 3 hours just to cut something like this. So I wanted to try and, you know, cast them, and, you know, as far as cleaning them up, a little Dremel, little barrel sander on the Dremel, clean up most of this flash. You know, this one, I can honestly say, this one did not turn out quite as nice as this one. You know, it's got some pinholes, it's got some porosity, but overall, it's a usable part. It's definitely a usable part. Now I've got 2. I wish I only bought like a 4.5, 10, that was actually a 10-pound bag. Now, the thing with the Petrobond, I'm going to set these here because they look so darn pretty. I'll set those there. Thing with this Petrobond is basically this part of it that's burnt. You kind of want to scrape it out. A little pan here. And you kind of want to get rid of the majority, you know, of the burnt stuff. Yeah, this is still really smoking hot, but you kind of want to get rid of the burnt stuff. You know, you can mix some of it in. It's better just to, you know, get rid of what you can. It is an oil-based material. I'm not going to play with it too much because it's still smoking hot. I'll let it cool down before I start messing with it. I would say you lose, you know, out of a 10-pound bag, you probably lose 5%, you know, each time you make a part like this. You lose some of the material. But I like it. I do like it. Always wanted to do sand casting. And I think what we'll do, hey, maximum overdrive, settle down. What I think we'll do is, you know, the next day or two, I think what we'll do is we'll actually show how I get the impression in the sand from the wood mold. It would be nice to have enough sand, you know, to do like 4 of these and you kind of pour them all kind of one shot. But yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. I'll do a little bit of a tutorial on the setup of, you know, putting this in the sand, getting it basically ready to pour. Probably won't show the pour, but yeah, there you have it. Sharp Customs. Share, like, subscribe. You got to see some aluminum being poured. This one's pretty. This one's usable. I'll use it. I gotta make a few more of these. You know, now that I got the kind of the gist of the whole, you know, sand casting thing, you'll probably see me doing more of this stuff because this simplifies stuff. You know, components you want to build, it's a little faster than trying to hand cut and, you know, all that stuff. You know, don't get me wrong. There's still work involved in cleaning these up. You know, there's holes to be drilled. There's holes to be drilled and tapped. To me, that's kind of the easy part because I can do that in drill press or I can do it on the mill. But yeah, there you have it. Pretty cool, I think. You know, and there's tons of videos out there of people sand casting stuff. You know, I don't really see anybody sand casting, you know, quarter scale car parts. It's usually, you know, swords and daggers and dragons' heads and stuff like that. Yeah, he's a noisy bugger, but we're just kind of ignoring him and doing our own thing here, you know, on the camera, because what else am I gonna do? You know, what am I gonna do? Tell him to shut up? No, he's having fun chewing up a plastic cup, and you know what? It's keeping him occupied. So, till the next video, you know the routine, you know. Don't forget to comment, you know, hit your notification bell. I love you all. Peace. I'm out.